Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I think I've solved the Russia problem and like the general state of Eastern Europe. Okay, so overview. Just take a couple of reforms to how the government works, modeled after modern governments, and then communism 2.0. I know, just hear me out. Let's start off with an introduction. Slavic people are they're born slaves. Like, that is their mentality. That is their personality type. This isn't even controversial. Like, the word slave comes from the word Slav. What that means is they like being told what to do, and they like working really fucking hard. So they just want a cause to work for it, and they work really fucking hard. And that's why Russia is doing so bad right now. Like, they have all these resources, you know, this wealth, but they're like declining as a power. And people are saying it's because they spend all their money on the military. Not all of it, but like a lot of it. But like, why would they stop? Like, even their military, like their military not even being super great compared to other militaries isn't even like a gotcha, because like the people in the military aren't people who are like only die hard about being good at the military, like good at fighting, stuff like that. They're people who just enjoy being told what to do. So they're not going to protest all this money going into the military. They like being in the military. And all the people who can't make it as the military don't realize military is the job to have. They're all depressed and just drinking themselves with vodka. So then like the brainless take would just be like, well, then back to communism, where just they told everybody what to do. That's when they were like fucking living. I mean, did you see all the art from that era? Like all the badass war songs and cool propaganda. Like, how do you not get so fired up seeing that stuff? I do, but I'm also Slavic, so maybe that's why. But I guess that's my point. So, but you can't just jump back into, you know, it's like jumping back in with an ex without setting any new boundaries. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? It's just magically gonna be a better relationship? No. You gotta fix your shit, then jump back into the relationship. And everybody wants to see communism 2.0. So, like, you know, as long as we know that you're trying, putting in the effort, like, I think everyone's got your back. So, this is how you do it. Before you do communism 2.0, you do three things. One, you put it into legislation, put it into writing, protections for voting. Maybe even force people to vote, like in Australia. And I know what you're thinking, what, like, nobody wants to vote. So how's that gonna matter at all? Well, like, it's mostly just there in case someone ends up trying to grab power and you can just choose to not vote for that person. Like, you just gotta make sure that people have that opportunity. And it's not gonna really fuck anything up. Like, if you're afraid, oh, but like, how can we possibly pick who to vote? Like, voting's hard. Like, look at the US. Everybody fucking votes. Everyone has a strong ass opinion about who the president and everyone in Congress should be. And despite having the ability to elect a Trump, like, every single time, the US hasn't. The US is still a superpower. They're still doing okay. Trump will pass. So, it's fun. And as far as making people to vote, Australia has a really similar government, and they make people vote by law, like vote or I guess get arrested. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I just know that they can get people who don't feel like voting to vote by just giving them Q sausages. So there you go. You could do that. The Slavic people love sausages. Okay, number two. Number two is, oh shit, what is it? Oh yeah, a balance of powers. Like, you gotta do something like the US where you're like three branches that all do different things and like all have power over each other, or maybe even like a better version of that, because like right now US is having issues with that. Like, we're getting some abuse of power from the executive, and the other branches are trying to catch up, and it's kind of, it's tough. So you could probably make a slightly better system out of it, but like, yeah, like a triumvirate or whatever, but not just like three people. Like, actually figure out, like, actually copy another country's like way of law, so that you actually get a system where there's a balance of three powers, and it just doesn't go away because one person's like, you know what, I'm gonna send the military to kill all these other branches or all these other people, and that's the end. Now I'm dictator for life. You don't want that to happen again. You want to put in checks so that it's very difficult for someone to become dictator for life, because that will be celebrated. Like, that's what they want, like, right? Because that's the easiest thing, is like complicated government telling you what to do. That's less fun than a single king telling you what to do that you can get behind, who you can make cool posters about. So that's number 2. All right, number 3 is putting in protections for freedom of speech. I know it seems so like, how can you have communism without zero freedom of speech? Well, it's crazy, you know. We haven't really tried it before, but I think that's the thing we're missing. Okay, you try and put freedom of speech, because the problem with setup where government tells you what to do and it actually works is that if the government also silences anybody who is critic, then you're going to run into this problem where a lot of Slavic countries have, where it's like they have a government and it should work well, but you got dinguses running the government. And the reason why dinguses are running the government is because they killed all the people who were like critics, who like, critics exist in every population, not to piss you off. They exist to tell you what you're doing wrong. So if you kill all the critics, then you kill you call the population of people who will jump up and say, I can run things better, and then actually do run things better. So you don't want, like, you can make your government all shiny and as perfect as you want, but if part of your government is suppressing all the critics and all the ingenuity people, the creative people who don't fit in with society, then eventually your leadership's going to decay, and you're just going to have a bunch of dinguses who don't actually know how to lead, because they're just not, they don't think that way, you know? Like, yeah, they may be your bro and represent the people, but like, the people who need to lead actually are the asshole CEOs who are quirky and drive weird cars, because like, they're the people who are thinking outside the box, who like are actually capable of doing that position that only a few people like actually occupy in the society, which is being the leaders. That sounds hard, but I really do think it's doable. Like, I do think you can have a strong monoculture while still like carving out a space for critics. Like, just look at Chicago. Chicago has a really strong culture, but people argue with each other all the fucking time and know how to like gel with each other. But yeah, that's my idea. Hope you like it.